Hey everybody, Kevin Kuhn here, aka Da Coon Dog with TX3 Productions. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into Deep Rock Galactic. Just so we know, Deep Rock Galactic is a cooperative first-person shooter video game developed by Danish indie studio Ghost Ship Games and published by Coffee Stain Publishing. After about 2 years in early access, it was released in May of 2020 for Microsoft Windows and Xbox One. Deep Rock Galactic is a 1 to 4 player cooperative first-person shooter video game where players are essentially going to work together, going through and exploring procedurally generated cave systems. And players will take on the role of 4 space dwarves assigned to various missions, which include many objectives. You know, things like mining specific minerals or materials, stealing alien eggs, eliminating targets, or even retrieving lost equipment. The game takes place in dark caves on Hoxus 4, a dangerous planet full of minerals, materials, biomes, and bugs. Biomes are where the missions take place and range from galactic salt mines to radioactive tunnels. And the main antagonists are various swarms of alien arachnids called glyphids. Yes, I said it. Arachnids. That means spiders. The early access version of Deep Rock Galactic was well received by critics. They praised the game atmosphere and challenging levels. Multiple reviewers compared parts of the experience of Deep Rock Galactic to Minecraft and Left 4 Dead. I can see their reference of Minecraft just because it's not blocky in most ways, and it's not, you know, you're not really building there is some crafting for your materials and weapons and stuff, but for the most part, you're running through a cave and you're destroying walls. So in Minecraft, when you're going in the dark dungeons or chasing the Ender Dragon, you'll find yourself digging through caves and you're knocking blocks out. Well, this game features a lot of that, with the pickaxe system and the satchel charges and mining your way through. I can definitely see the comparison of Minecraft and Deep Rock Galactic. Are they the same game? No, not by a long shot. The monsters, it is a cartoony game, and obviously, Minecraft is a very blocky, cartoony game, but I guess you could throw the monsters from Deep Rock Galactic into Minecraft and it would all feel fine. There really wouldn't be an issue there, but as far as like actual standing point, I find that Deep Rock Galactic is way different comparatively to Minecraft. Both fun games, but as an adult, I would have to say when it comes to picking it up, if I was given an option of Minecraft and Deep Rock, I'm taking Deep Rock Galactic. Now the Left 4 Dead spectrum, other than being a 4-player based segment, I don't really see a super big connection there, but maybe I haven't quite made it far enough into the game to see that connection, which I'm hoping I do, because I was a big fan of Left 4 Dead. But in Left 4 Dead, your players, you ran around, you found weapons, you didn't really have skills from what I remember. It was kind of just, you found guns. Now, if you were with a good team on Left 4 Dead, it's like, hey, you pick up this weapon, you pick up this weapon, and we'll pick up these. You could actually strategize a pretty good plan on Left 4 Dead, but it wasn't set up that way for you. It was just like, yeah, go do what you're gonna do. Whereas Deep Rock Galactic, having the 4 classes to choose from and having each class have very specific, tools and utilities and weapons, it enhances the cooperative playability. I imagine that at some point when Nick and I are gonna be playing this game, we're gonna find ourselves in the need of a 3rd and in need of a 4th, because they each have very particular play styles. Each character has very particular specs that I think can be utilized in the best ways during the game. The classes, very, very simple stuff there. There are 4 playable classes to choose from, and they all have unique weapons, grenades, and abilities which encourage different play styles. Players can choose classes while in the lobby, and they can also customize and upgrade their weapons and tools as they level up. Now, the 4 classes are very important to the game. In my opinion, very, very important to the game. You've got an engineer. The engineer has a shotgun and a grenade launcher, which can be upgraded later on for some better weaponry, but for his support tools, the engineer uses a platform gun that fires platforms and a sentry gun as his deployable. So in most cases, the engineer serves to aid the navigation of his teams with his platform gun and forms up a defense during glyphid swarms with this sentry turret, which can be beneficial because glyphid swarms, they get nasty. Then you have the gunner. The gunner uses a minigun as his primary weapon and a high caliber revolver as his secondary secondary, but just like the engineer class, all of the primary weapons can be switched out with higher leveling and respectively just moving on through the game. Now, the features of the gunner is going to use a zip line, and that zip line fires anchored zip lines as his utility tool. That way you and your friends can get across hard parts of the map, parts of the map where it's like, well, we either have to drop down or dig a tunnel. Well, you no longer have to drop down, you don't have to dig a tunnel. Have your buddy make him shoot that zip line across and get across that cavern, I guess, inside of a cave. Is there caverns in caves? I thought a cave was a cavern. I don't know. The other thing that he does is he also puts up a protective shield. So when you're in a swarm situation, the gunner can throw down a shield and make sure that your friends stay safe. Very, very important. The next one is the driller. And the driller is a flamethrower, and he uses an semi-automatic pistol. And again, all that can be replaced later on through leveling, but the driller's main function, he uses a handheld power drill to dig through terrain much faster than the regular pickaxe does. So it's going to make drilling through hard spots a little bit easier. And the one thing I noticed with the driller is when you do drill, the drill actually makes a hole big enough to walk through, whereas when you're using your pickaxe, you may have to look up and pickaxe a little bit, look to the right and pickaxe, look to the left and pickaxe. You essentially have to work your way through and make a hole, whereas the automated drilling system makes a big enough hole for you. The second deployable for the driller is going to be a large satchel charge that carves out a large portion of terrain or kills enemies in its blast, as is deployable. So you can either use his satchel mine to kill enemies or make a bigger hole. And then for the final one, the scout uses an assault rifle and a double-barreled sawed-off shotgun. This is one that I typically run around with. I kind of like the scout. The scout uses a grappling gun to quickly navigate around caves as his utility tool. So if there's a hard-to-reach place for me, I shoot up my grappling gun and I'm up to where I need to be. But the other part is he has a gun that shoots out, well, it's a flare gun, but they're not really flares. They're more of like glow sticks or like, glow stakes, I guess. I don't know what the word I'm looking for here. But these are flares that last longer than your standard ones. I mean, you can throw out a few standard flares that kind of help light your way, but they burn out pretty quickly. With the flare gun, you don't have that issue. You can shoot it, and wherever you shoot it, it sticks the flare into that surface. So if you shoot it at the roof, it's going to stick there and shine down on you like a ceiling light would. So that's really, really helpful, because when you're exploring the cave systems of Deep Rock Galactic, you are literally wandering in the dark, damp caves. I mean, there's no light in these caves, so you have to have light. And to have light, you got to throw out flares, or you need a scout to put out a flare gun. Now, let's start talking about some graphics here. The graphics on this game are absolutely phenomenal. Again, cartoony, mildly blocky, but nothing like, Minecraft blocky, but they're very pretty. There's no massive clipping or glitching. I can be sitting there blowing up rocks left and right while Nick has taken on swarms of glyphids, and I'm not receiving any latency when I play. I'm not receiving any massive hiccups that are like, oh, this is almost game breaking. Because I mean, really, there hasn't been. It's very fluid. I'm able to turn around pretty quickly and continue on the fight without any latency. And that to me speaks volumes. Now, the game was in early access for 2 years, but is that the 2 years that it needed to really develop this type of, beautiful aesthetic? The cave systems, even though they're dark and, dungeonous and they're caves, they still feel full of life. They still feel colorful. They still feel fun. And clearly it's going to be dark and damp until you throw your flare out and you don't really see a lot of color. But when you throw that flare out and you start to see the reds and the blues and the purples and the greens, you're like, wow, this is very, very pretty. So all in all said about the graphics and colors, I think it's all fantastic. I on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it an 8 because that's solid for that, in my opinion. Playability. Nick and I have jumped into a few games and I have yet to get upset at the game for being the game. Whereas most games, I'm like, oh, it's doing this because it's the game, or it's glitching out here because it's the game. I haven't had that situation yet with Deep Rock Galactic, and that makes me very, very excited for what's to come, respectively, for the game, whether it be DLC content or just, event updates, whatever it may be. The game offers very smooth playthrough. Nick and I will start a mission. It's pretty cut dry. Go here, get this, go here, get this, go here, get this, and then go back to your escape pod and get out of there. You know, you have a countdown to get back to your escape pod when you've completed a mission, so you find yourself racing against time to reach the escape. And that is fun because the whole time you're being attacked by swarms of glyphids. And there's not just standard glyphid spiders. No, there's like glowing butt glyphids, there's flame glyphids, toxic glyphids. One glyphid, when you kill it, it explodes and releases radioactivity. So you're constantly at the mercy of one, your environment, and two, the monsters within that biome. It's absolutely outstanding. The only issue with the mission structure that I do have really is there's not a lot of description as far as instructions. You know, there's not like, you know, yes, we understand that we're in a mine and we have to find this material, but there's no direct layout of the mission structure. And the other thing is when you harvest materials, other than when you harvest them, there's no easy way to quickly check and see how much of that item you have, which poses a slight issue because if you're trying to work on a side quest and comparative to the main quest, you're not going to know how much of that material you have for the side quest until you deposit more. And even then, I'm not, you know, so sure that number's accurate, but we're still testing the theories out and methods of that. Outside of that, the mission structures are great. Very cut dry. Like I said, get in, get your shit, and get out. And when you're getting out, you better be ready to fight. You better be ready. Now, the cool part is when fighting these animals, you are going to run out of ammo. Ammo is a scarcity. So, because you got to think, you're down in a cave, you can only carry so much on you, right? Don't worry, they allow you to place a beacon. So by harvesting nitra, which is a red gem, you're able to call in like weapon beacons. And that weapon beacon is going to drop, or not weapon, ammo beacons. That ammo beacon's going to drill through the earth, or not earth, drill through the topsoil and make it down into the cave to where you are. And it's going to pop out 4 sections, and those 4 sections have ammo. So if you have 4 players, each one of you are going to get 50% ammo increase by this drop. If it's just 2 of you playing, well, then you've just re-upped your whole ammo because you can each take 2. That's what's cool. It's not, you know, oh, I can only have the 1 and I can't use it again. No, if you drop it and your friends don't need ammo, you can have all 4 ammo things and really jack up your ammo. That's your choice. Now, Nick and I being, you know, partners, he'll take 2, I'll take 2, and then we're back at the fight. That is incredibly helpful and fun. A lot of fun because, you know, you're in the middle of a fight and you're like, ah, shit, I'm out of ammo. So you call that thing in and you're waiting for it to drop. Now, secondly, make sure to move from the place that you drop it because when it drops, it will kill you. I'm just letting you know now. I dropped in, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna stand here, and then it dropped right on me, killing me, and Nick had to save my life. Go figure. When going through these maps, you're gonna find some struggles, you're gonna find some cuddles, and you're gonna find some bugs. Honestly, that's not like glitchy bugs where the game's not working, but arachnids, spiders to be more specific. Overall, the game is absolutely fantastic. I recently got into PC at the end of May, which is the time this game came out, so I was able to jump right into a game with my new PC system, and I jumped into Deep Rock Galactic, and I feel that gave me a positive image on my PC, as well as gave me a positive image of Deep Rock Galactic. I've been having a lot of fun with this game. Everything from the cave systems to your mining hub. You actually have a space station that you get to go to where you can custom create your character. You can update your clothes, weapons, minerals, materials. There's even a bar. You can go into the bar, click on the karaoke machine or music machine, and your little dwarf guys do silly dances to the music. There's also mini games inside of the game, like kick the barrel. A barrel drops in front of you, you kick it, and there's like a moving hoop, and you got to try to get the barrel into the hoop. So it's little things inside of the hub that give you something to do while you wait for your friends. So again, the connectivity, the playability, and the overall atmosphere of Deep Rock Galactic is fantastic. It's super duper fun. I'm looking forward to more adventures, and honestly, I love this game. I would call it a definite day one purchase. If you're looking for something cooperatively, if you're looking for something to kind of get lost in and just, you know, grind on, Deep Rock Galactic is the one for you. It's full of danger, darkness, and dwarves. I mean, could you ask for any more? So all in all being said, Threat X3 Productions says it's a day one purchase, you know, rent or wait for it to go on sale if you want to, but my overall suggestion, day one purchase. All right, guys, that's the deep dive in Deep Rock Galactic. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I know I did. This is Kevin, aka Duck Coondog, signing off for Threat X3 Productions.